Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Okay, let's try this one more again. Hey you guys, welcome back to this thing I call my channel. So I'm just doing this quick eye look. It's really not that quick, but I really wanted to use this palette, my Juvia's place, the Zulu Palette. Y'all, this palette is everything. And being in the South and being in the summertime, we always have really pretty summers, sunsets. So I was really trying to do something that was kind of a bronze look, but still kind of extravagant, if you call it, or dramatic. So if you want to see how I achieve this look, keep watching. Okay you guys, so what I'm doing here is I am brushing through my eyebrows to kind of comb them in the direction that I want them to go with a Morphe spoolie brush, and you can use any clean mascara wand. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my favorite concealer, which is the Shape Tape concealer in the color Tan Sand, and I am going to underline and carve out underneath on my brows, and then I'm going to use the same concealer to cover my entire eyelid as my eyeshadow base, because it's a very bright concealer, and so I really like to use it for any bright eyeshadows that I'm using, and to use it to brighten up any type of foundation I have. If my foundation's too dark, I'll use it to highlight my face, which I'll actually do in this tutorial. You will see what I'm talking about. So not only am I going to take the concealer on top of my eyelid, I'm going to take it underneath my eye, because I'm going to end up using eyeshadow that matches in my lid color underneath my eye, and I want to have a base that's going to match the color pigmentation on top of my eye. So I'm just going to finish that up. So now I'm about to take a flat MAC brush. I cannot remember what number this is, but any type of flat brush will do, and I'm just going to pack the eye, the concealer on the eye. And you really want to pat and not rub, because what's going to end up happening is when you buff concealer out too much, it thins it out, regardless how full coverage it is. It's just going to thin it out, and so that means you're going to have to put more concealer to get the coverage that you want, and that can lead to thickness, creasing, and cakiness. So even if, regardless if you're doing it for your eyes, your skin, your under eye, you always want to make sure to press and pat into the skin, not rub. So now I'm about to take an angle brush by MAC, and I didn't show you, but what I am using is the eyeshadow by MAC. It's called Brun. It's a really deep brown, and I'm using it to carve out my eyebrows and fill them in. I do have very naturally thick eyebrows, so I don't like to have really harsh and really dark and really sculpted eyebrows like I used to. So I like to do light strokes, and I like to fill them in with powder and not pencil. So it's just a really dark brown, and I always tell people never use black, because unfortunately black pencil, like an eyeliner or a really dark pencil, what happens is it'll absorb the light and it will cause your brows to look really dark, because natural black hair reflects light. Black eyeliner does not. So you want to make sure to use something really dark. Even Anastasia's Granite and Ebony aren't completely black. They're just a really pigmented brown pencil or dip pomade, to where it gives the appearance of black but still reflects light that your eyebrows can show through. So now all I'm doing is taking my AC Cosmetics translucent matte powder, and I'm setting all of that eyeshadow, I mean, not eyeshadow, y'all know what it is, concealer, to make sure that my eyeshadow doesn't go anywhere. And we're about to introduce the star of the show, my Zulu Palette by Juvia's Place, which is the best eyeshadows on the market, hands down. I've ever purchased. No competition. No competition. None. Y'all think I'm playing? For those who have Juvia's Place palettes, know exactly what I'm talking about. You heard me? So now I'm taking the yellow shadow on a Morphe flat brush, and all I'm doing is pressing it into the eye. You don't want to necessarily rub, you want to pat, because you want to get as much pigment off of the eyeshadow as possible. And like I said, these eyeshadows are worth the money, so they're already very pigmented, but I still want them to pop. I still want the eyeshadow to be seen. I definitely want all my color payoff to be everything. As you can see, the yellow is the bomb, and I feel like I'm gonna hit the yellow pan before any color in that palette. They're all pretty, don't get me wrong, but that yellow is, I have searched high and low for a yellow eyeshadow that does what this does. And this, honey child, it is just just all types of good, all types of yumminess and goodiness, and just I love it, y'all. I love it. So next I'm going to take the orange eyeshadow that's directly next to the yellow eyeshadow on the palette. And if you have the palette, you'll know it's real easy to pick out these eyeshadows because there's only like 9 eyeshadows in there. So it's not like you have to have names for the eyeshadows. Which I did notice that this eyeshadow palette did not have names, unlike the other palettes that I have had. Like the Masquerade palette has names. So this one does not. But I guess that's due to them only having a certain amount of eyeshadows on the palette. But a hint I can give y'all when it comes to doing this makeup look, because I know a lot of people have done this type of look, is you make sure to blend. You never want to let your eyeshadows sit directly on top of each other. Like, you don't want to have a yellow and a line, and then an orange, and then a line, and then whatever comes after that. You want to make sure you blend the colors seamlessly with each other. So if you feel like you got too much orange in the yellow, go back with it. Go back with some more yellow and blend it back and forth until the color is your desire. But you never just want to place an eyeshadow next to something and not blend the two together. So next I am taking the pink eyeshadow that is all the way at the bottom, and I'm going to do the same thing with the pink eyeshadow, and then you'll see in a few minutes that I'm going to pick up the deepest purple that's in the shadow, not in the shadow. Yep, I'm having a moment today, y'all. I'm going to take the purple eyeshadow that is in the palette after the pink one, and I'm going to press it right on the edge of the eyeshadow and do the same thing by blending. I'm telling y'all, blending will save any type of eyeshadow. It will save any type of look. It will save your life, honey. It will save it. Just blend, ladies. Blend till your arms fall off, your fingers get numb, you can't feel your body anymore. Blend for your life. So now I'm just going to take this corresponding eyeshadows that are on the top of my eye, and I'm going to repeat the same thing underneath my eye where I put the concealer earlier in the video. And you want to do the same thing. You want to blend, but instead of packing it on the flat side of the brush, I like to literally swipe it right on the tip of the brush, because it's just that's just where you're going to put your eyeshadow at. Like, you're not going to pack it flat onto your eyelid. You're going to press it into the eye. You do not want to rub, or you will not get your pigmentation. I promise. I have tried. I did it with the other eye that is already done. You want to press and slightly blend them together, but if you go in it already sweeping back and forth, like, it's not going to do what it wants to do. Like, I promise, it's just going to be a hot mess all over your eyes, and the color payoff will not be there at all. So next I'm taking my NYX White Liner and I am going to line these bad boys of I call eyes, and I'm going to wing it out, y'all. And I don't know how I feel about this eyeliner. Like, to me, the white eyeliner reminds me of whiteout. Like, you put it on, it's pretty. Don't get me wrong, it's beautiful. Like, it is popping. It's pure white, but it cracks. And I don't know if it's just me. I don't know if I am doing something wrong. I don't know if, the makeup guys aren't working with me, and I don't know what I'm doing, but every time I use it, it cracks. And I just don't know. Like, it literally cracks like you just painted your face with whiteout. But I will say it's very pretty. It's very artistic. So if you're going for a very artistic look and not necessarily practical, this is perfect. But to use this on a daily basis, like, it literally makes my eyelids sort of stiff and like a mask. And then when you move, it cracks. And your face feels fine now. You can move it, but you have lines on your face. That's what I have. I have lines all on my eyeliner. And I don't feel like I have to go over it with the white eyeshadow. Like, I think that defeats the purpose. But, if y'all have any pointers, please let me know. I would love to know. This eyeliner right here is the only eyeliner that is waterproof safe by MAC for your waterline. Okay. Alright, now I'm about to start with foundation. This is where I was trying to explain earlier about how you can use the Tarte Shape Tape and Tan Sand if you're my color. And use it because sometimes it can be too light underneath the eyes, but you have to use a deeper foundation. This foundation, it's called Macao by Nars. It's the All Day Luminous. And when I initially got it, it was beautiful. It was a perfect color, and I got it right at the end of summer. But as I got into the winter time, it got too dark. So it honestly turns a little bit red. You can see it a little bit in the video, but it turns a little bit red. So this is a perfect example of how you can use a lighter concealer that is too light for you in the winter time, but you can use it in the summertime because it balances it out and honestly gives you a really pretty highlight and a really pretty bronze look. So yeah, there I go with the Tan Sand. That I love this color, and I hate that I'm not light enough to wear it, but I do like my deeper complexion in the summertime. And I see a lot of people take it all over their face, but to me this concealer is so thick and can move so good across the skin. Like, I do not understand how people literally take this all over their face and literally have the biggest triangle underneath their eyes. Like, I've tried it and it literally turns out into a hot boo-boo mess. just a hot boo boo mess, and I look like I look scary, like it's Halloween. And I have the second color underneath it, which is deep, but it's too dark. Like it's too red undertoned for me to be able to use it as a highlight underneath the eye. It's more of a contour color if I wanted something really simple, or a foundation color if I was using it on the outskirts of my face. So all I'm using is a damp beauty blender to buff this out. And I know a lot of people wonder, do you prefer the Real Techniques or the Beauty Blender? As much as the Beauty Blender is a little bit more expensive, I will spend $20 on a Beauty Blender before I will spend $10 on a Real Techniques. They are nowhere near the same. They perform completely different, and in my opinion are absolutely 100%, a million, thousand, cajillion percent worth the money. Real Techniques is great, but I feel like it absorbs too much product, too much foundation, and it's hard for me to squeeze out the water. Like, I can squeeze out the water out of the Beauty Blender, but like I literally will be at my sink for a good 5 minutes squeezing out the water out of a Real Techniques sponge. But they're a great inexpensive alternative to the Beauty Blender. So as you can see, I'm taking my AC Cosmetics translucent powder and I'm just packing it underneath my eyes and in my T-zone and anywhere where I put the Shape Tape concealer to highlight my face, just so I can set the concealer and make sure that it does not go anywhere. What am I reaching for, you guys? Like, oh, this is what I'm reaching for. I'm reaching for my favorite powder, which I desperately need to go to Walmart and buy some more. It is my Black Radiance powder in Golden Cashew, just to set the face. It's not a foundation powder or anything, so still doesn't make your face look cakey. Next, I am taking Refined Golden by MAC, which I thought would never show up on me because considering it's like a light brown color, but you would be surprised. Like, it shows up as just a pretty light brown bronze. And one thing I like about MAC's bronzers, especially the ones they've reformulated, is that they all have yellow undertones to them instead of more of a red, which a lot of people complain about bronzers turning them orange or turning them muddy. Well, all of the bronzers that MAC carries now have yellow undertones to them, which will not cause you to look red in the face. Instead, have more of a golden bronze color to you. And the Refined Golden has a little bit of glitter in it. And next, I'm taking Razin Blush by MAC. And then I'm taking one of my favorite highlighters, which I cannot remember the color, but I will put it in the description box below. It is by Wetandwild. It was probably like $4 or $5. And I'm taking my Sigma highlight brush and I'm just placing it on the high points of my face, on my T-zone, on my forehead, my chin, and my Cupid's bow. And next I'm taking Chestnut lip pencil by MAC, and I'm gonna end up taking Honeylove lipstick by MAC as well, and kind of ombreing it together. And next I will be taking Chanel lip gloss. I cannot remember the color that I use because my beige star has been discontinued, but this is literally like the equivalent to it. And I'm just putting that all on top of my Honeylove and Chestnut. And there you guys have it. It is finished, you guys. I actually love this look. I hope you guys love it. Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment if you have any questions or suggestions below. Thank you guys. See you later. Bye.